सर्वं ब्रह्ममयं रे रे सर्वं ब्रह्ममयं रे रे सर्वं ब्रह्ममयं रे रे सर्वं ब्रह्ममयं रे रे सर्वं ब्रह्ममयं रे रे
Namaste, namaste. Namaskar. Good morning and namaste to all. Is the audio is clear? Just show like
Yes.
this. Yeah, okay. We'll start. Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guruparambaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Kritav Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnur Gurur Devo Maheshwarah Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshiniim Bhagavatim Nashtadashadhyayinim Ambatvamanusandadhami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshiniim Namostute Vyasa Vishala Buddhe Pullaravindayada Patranetra Yena Tvaya Bharata Taila Purnaha Prajvalito Jnanamaya Pradipaha Prapanna Parijataya Totra Vetraikapanaye Jnanamudraya Krishnaya Gita Mrtaduhe Namaha Sarvopanishado Gavo Dogdha Gopalanandanah Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta Dugdham Gita Mrtam Mahade Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Bhishmadrona Dada Jayadratha Jala Gandhara Nilopala Shalyagrahapati Kripena Vahani Karnena Vela Kula Ashwathama Vikarna Ghora Makara Duryodhana Vartini Sottirna Khalu Pandavairana Nadi Kaivartaka Keshavaha Parasharya Vachasaroja Mamalam Gitartha Gandhotkadam Nanakyanaka Kesaram Harikadha Sambodhana Bodhitam Loke Sajjana Shatpadairaharaha Pepi Yamanam Muda Bhuyad Bharata Pangajam Kalimala Pradhvam Sinasreyase Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yat Krupatamaham Vande Paramanandamadavam Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutastunvandi Divyaistavaihi Vedais Sangha Padakramo Parishadair Gayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyanavastita Tadgadena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yogino Yasyandam Navidusura Suragana Devaya Tasmai Namaha Om. Yeah. Good morning and namaskaram to all. So we have been discussing Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So we are in the 9th chapter, Raja Vidya, Raja Guhya Yogam, where we have completed up to the verse 11. Verse number 11. Verse number 11 was Avajanandi Mam Mudhaha Manushim Tanumasritam Param Bhavamajanantaha Mama Bhuta Maheshwaram. Right? So where Bhagavan says that not knowing me as the Supreme Lord of all, not understanding my true nature as Parabrahman, considering me to be dependent on the human body, tanum asritaha, thinking that I am a body, right? So thinking that all that which appears as this bodies, in the thinking that I am this body, identifying with the body, that is tanum asritaha. Then tanum asritam parambhavam avajanantaha, then they are deluded ones, they disregard me. This is what Bhagavan said. Avajananti ma mudaha. Avajananti means not knowing me. Bhuta Maheshwaram, I am the ultimate cause. People think that I am a human being or any other, body, thinking that identifying myself with the body. So this is the illusion. Because of this, they disregard me. Okay? Tanu Masritam. So Bhagavan continues with the 12th verse. Moghasha mogha karmanaha mogha jnana vichetasaha rakshasi masurim chaiva prakritim mohinim sritaha. Prakritim mohinim sritaha. Can you please mute? Can you please mute yourself? Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. So, Rakshasim. Rakshasim means, Rakshasim means devilish. Okay, devilish. Asurim cha, one who is cheating, and one who do by all means do wrong things, right? Asurim cha. Mohinim prakritimeva. We will discuss this in detail. Prakritim mohinim sritaha. See, one who forgets God, one who does not remember God, okay? God has no other option. One who knows the true nature that I am that Satchidananda Swarupam, one who forgets my true nature, then where to depend? Then the next thing to depend on this, all the material things. All the material things are of Jada Prakriti, right? Let it be money, let it be property, let it be relationships. So, the people who depend on the external objects for their happiness, one who depends on the external objects for their happiness, they go to any extent. They do anything because of the selfish nature. They do anything. They hurt, they kill, they cheat. Anything people do for their selfish gain. And this is the Rakshasi Prakriti. This is what is called Rakshasi Prakriti. And that is Tamogunam. That is the Tamoguna Prakriti it is. And what is then? Then next is Rajoguna Prakriti. What is Rajogunam? Rajogunam and Tamogunam. Cheating by doing any karmas for attaining something for myself. This selfish attitude is the Rajoguna Prakriti. And both are delusion. These are the Jada that keeps on attracting the deluded mind. A deluded mind is, what is a deluded mind? Deluded mind is very simple. One who thinks that by getting this, I will be happy. By making a new relationship, I will be happy. So this Jada Prakriti, depending on this Jadam, that Prakriti which consists of both Tamogunam and Rajogunam, that is the Jada Prakriti. This leads to painful acts. What is the painful acts? See, generally, if you look very carefully, people are after material things like money. Okay? People are after money. To obtain money or property or anything, people have to do karmas. And this is really painful. Without undergoing pain or without undergoing suffering, nobody can attain anything in this world. Right? This is one thing. So that means anything to obtain money or name and fame, etc. Want to be somebody in this world, known person. Everyone must know me. I want to become famous. It is not easy. We know that. We all know that. To be famous or obtain money, we have to do karma or we have to undergo pain. It is not a very happy thing. We have to go through that. We all know it very clearly. We can see around also. And next one. When we obtain that one, when we get that object, when we get that money to protect it, sustaining that money or sustaining that relationship or keeping the number one position in that is also not easy. That is why there is a Subhashitam, Vittanam Arjidam Dukkham, Arjidanam tu Rakshanam. Vittanam Arjidam Dukkham, to acquire money is Dukkham, and Arjidam tu Rakshanam, to protect it from the thieves or not paying tax from the government, or let it be anything, or the friends or somebody should not ask money. They don't want to, please give some money, like that. So we don't want to give money. We have to protect the money is Dukkham. Vittanam Arjidam Dukkham, Arjidanam tu Rakshanam. So what does that mean? Aye Dukkham, Vyaye Dukkham. So that means when the money comes, that is Dukkham, Vyaye Dukkham. When you spend it, that is also Dukkham. Aye Dukkham, Vyaye Dukkham, Sarvatha Dukkham Acharet. Everywhere there is Dukkham only. So to obtain money or name and fame, etc. is painful. And to protect this material object, that is also very painful only. And then assume that the separation from this money and the person is inevitable. Either the money will go, either the money will be lost, or the person will go. One of this is for sure. Either the person will die or the money will be taken by someone. The separation is inevitable. Even relations also, father and son or husband and wife, anything for that matter. It is not able, you cannot keep that forever, eternally. So separation is inevitable. Right? So this is inevitable. Suppose you assume you have this money for longer time. You keep this money for longer time. Then what happens? So you assume that it is okay. You have you are very healthy, you have got lot of money, and then you started enjoying this money going here. There will be a point will come. A point will come in life that even if all the money is intact, the person will not be able to enjoy it. Due to health reasons, due to various other reasons, need not be always health, because of relations or because of something else. See, people have built a very beautiful houses, especially in, you can see those people, they make huge houses with lot of amenities and sukham, etc. is there. But due to some reason, this person will be staying away from that home. They will be staying abroad, or they will be bound to stay with some other place with their family or children, unable to enjoy that. Right? Or in old age, even if there is a lot of money, the desire to enjoy many things, desire to enjoy, let it be a simple thing called food, expensive food, or would like to stay in a 5-star hotel, or want to go to Niagara waterfalls to see Niagara. But because of ill health, this person will be unable to enjoy life. Money is there. So what will do? This money, they will be dancing in front of you. They will dance and they will tell you, hey, you can't touch me now. You can't touch me. And they will make the person suffer. It's a fact. If a person who has got a lot of desires, right, because see, this karma vasana, it will not go away just like that. You enjoy something, it will ask you for more. You want to enjoy it more. Let it be anything. Let it be food or going to places or any sort of this five sense organ enjoyments will ultimately come to an end for sure. But if someone who does not realize this, then even if the money is protected, even the money is not lost, the same money or relation, or let it be any relation also, right? The separation is inevitable. Then there will be no more enjoyment. So the object will dance in front of you and will cause fear that now you are going to leave me or I am going to leave you. That is the problem with this money. Okay, suppose you are able to enjoy, even the health is very good, you go on enjoying, then what will happen? It will cause more karma vasana. The karma vasana layer will go, it will become thicker and thicker and thicker. It will become thick and thick, and there will be a lot of unfulfilled desires at the end stage. And this is a very miserable state in old age. That is why in old age, people will be always, the old people, old time, only thinking. That is why Bhagavan Adi Shankara Bhagavad Padar said, Balastavat Kridasaktaha Tarunastavat Taruni Saktaha Vriddhastavat Chinta Saktaha Parame Brahmani Kovina Saktaha. Nobody is thinking of God. Nobody is thinking of Bhagavan at all. Only thoughts. What will happen to my property? What will happen to my money? What will happen to my grandson? What will happen to my granddaughter? Her marriage is still not over. Or this pain, the back pain or some other pain is not gone yet. Right? These thoughts will be one after the other. The mind will be jumping from one to another. That is why Bhagavan said, Anantaha. These thoughts are innumerable. Only one who has this Vyavasayatmika Buddhi Rega, one pointed thought on Bhagavan, one pointed thought on Brahman alone will save you or protect you from the fear of losing, from the fear of missing things. So that is why, coming back to our point, those who have got this Asurim, then Rakshasim means this devilish, hurtful, torturing nature of this mind. Asurim cha, cheating. And Mohinim Prakritimeva. This is delusive. This Prakriti, okay, the Prakriti of the individual, which consists of this Tamasika Buddhi and Rajasikam. Okay, this Asurim and Rakshasim Buddhi is so delusive. This is the cheating Prakriti of the human being. This is a cheating Prakriti. That is the identification with the Jadam. Okay, this is the delusive. All of this, Sritaha, they depend on these Prakriti. They who depend on this Prakriti, Jada Prakriti, identify, once again, those who identify with this Jada Prakriti, okay, and because of this Tamasik and Rajasik, jumping up and down and doing all sorts of things to acquire things and selfish nature, those who depend on this, Moghashaha. Moghashaha means their desire, all the desires were futile. It will be of no use. Then, Mogha Karmanaha. Even their actions become fruitless. That is why at the end, in Taittiriya Upanishad, what it says? Kimaham papamakarabamiti, kimaham sadhuna karavam. My God, I am in this condition now. I have got this disease. Now I am going to die. What good things I didn't do? Kimaham sadhuna karavam. Kimaham papamakarabamiti. What all wrong things I did in my life. For me, I am suffering now. Why did this happen to me? This will be the thought of an old person. Why did I do this? Why didn't I do these good things? What wrong things I did? This punya papa thoughts. This will go on tormenting. This will torture the mind at the end state. Okay. So, all the karmas, whatever I did in my life, I was so and so in that office. I was I had done so many good things to my family. I had done so many good things to the society. I did this and that, and then I was at the top position of that. All that is gone. All the karmas that I have done has gone to waste. No contentment in life. Right? The desires are still there. Unfulfilled desires. And the karmas what I did is not sufficient. If the good karmas are there, the good karma vasana, I didn't do much, enough. That is why I am suffering. Okay? So, mogha karmanaha, mogha jnanaha, all the knowledge, all the worldly knowledge, physics, chemistry, maths, computer science, or the any knowledge that I had, with which I earned all this money, all that knowledge is not going to help you. Mogha jnanaha, all the knowledge are waste knowledge. So there is only one knowledge that is going to help us, that is Atma knowledge. Atma Vidya alone, self knowledge alone will help. All other knowledge will not help because it is waste. Mogha jnanaha vichetasaha. Their intellect and their mind will be scattered. The mind will be scattered all over the place, like vridhastavat chinta saktaha, thinking about this and that. The mind will not dwell on God. I am telling you. If the practice of vyavasayatmika buddhi, constant practice of chanting on Bhagavan's name, thinking of God, if it is not practiced at a very early age, or when the buddhi is intact, if at that time, if this is not practiced at old age, every dependence on these jada prakriti will lead to moghasaha, mogha karmanaha, mogha jnanaha, and vichetasaha. This buddhi, this mind will be scattered all over the place, and there will be no dhanyata in life. There will be absolutely no contentment in life. So what to do? Bhagavan says that is the reason Bhagavan said, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate, Samprapte Sannihite Kale, Nahi Rakshati, Dugran Karane. At the end, Dugran Karane, this jnana, this knowledge of this grammar and things like that. Grammar means there is a one example he gave. In our context, we can think that all the knowledge of the music, or let it be the knowledge of the physics, or the anything that we have learned in our urge to earn more money and more karmas will not help at that time. The only thing that is going to help is Bhaja Govindam. Bhagavan alone. Worship God. Nothing else is going to help. So that is why we should start chanting Bhagavan's name again and again when the buddhi is intact. Know that your true nature is Satchitanandam, Tattvamasi, Aham Brahmasmi. With that knowledge, we practice chanting. So Bhagavan continues with the next line. What is that? 13th line. Mahatmanastu mam partha daivim prakritimashritah bhajantyananya manaso jnatva bhutadim avyayam. 13th verse. It's a beautiful verse. See, 12th verse explained about Asuri Prakriti. Right? Asuri Prakriti. And 13th verse explains about the Daivi Prakriti. The divine nature of the Prakriti. That is the Sattvic Prakriti. There is one whole chapter is there on this Daivasura Sampat Vibhaga Yoga. You know, there is one whole chapter is there on this Daiva Asura Prakriti. So here what Bhagavan says is that, hey Partha, Arjuna, Mahatmanaha tu, that is those whose mind is established in only one goal in my life, that is liberation, moksham, freedom from the samsaram. One who has this Mahatmanaha, they are the Mahatmanaha, right? Not the people that who acquires things for the selfish nature, with that selfish attitude. They are not Mahatmas. Mahatmas are those whose mind is established, who strive for freedom. and Daivim Prakriti Masridaha, depending on the Sattvic Prakriti, Bhudadim Avyayam Mam. Bhudadim means I am the ultimate cause of all the bhutas, all the beings of this world, charam or acharam. I am the ultimate cause of that bhutadim avyayam, immutable, imperishable. I am imperishable. Mam means Brahman. Okay, Mam. Whenever Krishna says, I always remind, whenever Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, me and mine, it is Brahman. It is God. He is talking not as the embodied Krishna, but it is Brahman. It's not the body. So, Parabrahman. So, Bhagavan says, Bhutadim Avyayam Mam Jnatva. By knowing this, by realizing this truth from a Sat Guru, from a Guru, Ananya Manasaha. Ananya Manasaha. Teaching the mind that there are no others. There are no Anya Bhavam. Right? All that I see, I smell, I taste, etc. is only God. That is why in Malayalam there is a beautiful verse. Yadunnu kanmadad narayana pradima, Yadunnu kelpadad narayana shrudigal, Yadunnu cheivadadu narayanarchanagal, Yadunnidokke harinarayanaya namaha. Whatever I am seeing, Yadunnu kanmadad, whatever I see is Narayana Pratima. It is the God Narayana himself or herself. It is Narayana that I am seeing. Yadunnu kelpadadu Narayana shrudigal. Any sound that I hear, it is not that I hear only Bhagavan's stotras, that is Narayana. Sahasranama Stotra I hear, that is Narayana Shruti. Don't think that way. Any sound that I hear, let it be the bark of a dog or an insult from someone. Let it be an insult from someone or abusive word someone, or the bark of a dog, or even Sahasranama that I hear. Anything that I hear is Narayana Shrutigal. Think of that, it is coming, originating from that Chaitanyam, from that Bhagavan. That Chaitanyam which is there in every beings, in that dog, in that person who abuses, and also one who chants Sahasranama. So one who can see that the sound that is emerging, the taste that I get is, or anyone that tastes, everything comes from that Chaitanyam. One who remembers this, right? Yadunnu kelpadadu Narayana Shrutigal, Yadunnu cheivadadu Narayana Archanagal. All the actions that I do, let it be the puja that I do at home, or the walking to the temple, or any karma that I do, the cooking or working in an office, right? As an engineer, doctor, or a chartered accountant, or whatever job you do, or a cobbler or a tailor, anything, any karma that I do this for the service of God. Who is this God? That God which dwells in everything around us. In the temple, in the small salagrama, as well as my mother, my father, my wife, my husband, my children, my friends, and the Panchabhutas, the plants, the animals, anything, everything that is around me is that Chaitanyam, and I do all the karma as an offering to God. So that Yadunnu cheivadadu Narayanarchanagal, Yadunnidokke Hari Narayanaya Namaha. Everything that I see, smell, taste is Narayana alone, Bhagavan alone, that Parameshwara alone. Thinking this way, working this way through our lives, that is the only way to keep our mind dwell in Bhagavan alone. Right? So, but Bhagavan says, this is a Mahatma. Through this process only there will be liberation or moksham. And with this has to be done only, this can only be possible. This is only possible by knowing the truth that Sarvam Brahmamayam. There is nothing other than consciousness here. And what is my true nature? I am that Satyam. I am that my true nature is consciousness. Right? Everything that appears here, anything that is appearing, See, I see something, right? I see all the objects with the light of the sun. And with what I see the sun? My eyes. Right? And how do I see? Suppose I close my eyes. How do I see things? I see everything with my mind. And with what I am seeing the mind? That is the consciousness. That is the bodham. Am I this body? This body which is born and afterwards it becomes 1 kg, 2 kg, 5 kg, 10 kg and 50 kg, etc. It starts deteriorating, and the body dies at the age of maybe 80, 90, whatever. So the constant changing thing is this body. But throughout the change process of this body, when the body is continuously changing, I still say it is my body. Right? And always I say my body. A grandfather shows the grandchild showing his own photograph, 5-year-old grandfather's photo. He is showing the child that this is me only. And the child asks, no, this doesn't look same. You look very old. Your skin is wrinkled. You don't have teeth. But this boy is very handsome. Now these two are not same. But grandfather laughs and says, this is me only. I am the same person. Right? So that means that there is an I-ness which does not change from the time I am born and till the time the person dies. So from the birth to the death, the person I-ness has not changed at all. Simple logic. Why do we think that before the child is born, the I was ever there? And why don't we think that the I never dies even when the body dies? Because the I has not changed at all. Throughout this 90 years or 100 years or 80 years, the I-ness is same. So the I-ness, the I, feeling of I am. Right? I existed as a changing, non-changing entity. That I ever remains. Even when I sit in a dark room with my eyes closed, I know that I am there. Nobody need to tell me. I can't see my body. I can't sense anything, but I am there. Right? That I, because of which I am able to see the mind. I can see the mind. The mind is changing all the time. The things that I liked at the age of 5, I don't like at the age of 15. Those things I liked at the age of 15, I don't like at the age of 30. Right? And at the age of 50, I have different likings. That means the mind is changing. So this changing mind, I am able to watch. I am able to observe. Who is it that is observing this mind? What is it that is observing this mind? Where all this is happening? All the change that is happening, I am that unchanging entity. See, if I also change, I will never be able to recognize. I will never be able to identify. I will be never able to sense a change. So imagine, see, we are on the earth. The earth is moving and we are also moving. But we don't find any relative movement between the earth and ourselves. Why? Because both of us are moving. Whereas when we look at another object, say like sun, we understand that the sun is moving, or we know that the sun is not moving, we are moving. Right? So in either way, there has to be something which is stationary to realize a motion, realize a change. So the I, with which I know that the mind is changing and the body is changing, so I have to be stationary. So that stationary thing which does not change when all the changes are happening is bodham, consciousness. I realize this fact in me first. Okay, once I realize this, then I look around. I see that because of this bodham, because of this consciousness, I experience this body first. Because of this consciousness, through the sense organs, I know that there is a body here. So the sense organs are the instrument with which I know this body first. And then with this body, I know many other things outside. So all that is outside, everything is in my consciousness alone. If there is no consciousness, there will be no experience of this universe. So the experience of this universe is only because of that bodham, and that consciousness is what I am. Right? So that I am, najayate mriyadeva kadachit. That I never dies. It ever exists. Even when the body came into existence, even after the body dies, I remain. Right? This realization of this true me is the real me. With this knowledge, right? With this knowledge, one who practices, okay, with this knowledge, one who wants to get rid of the likes and dislikes of this life, of the mind. I like this, I don't like this, which have been embedded into us for many janmas. By identifying ourselves with the body, these karmas and karma vasana started, and with which it is go on increasing. We want to get rid of it. This removal of this karma vasana is what we do by doing karma as Bhagavad Arpanam, right? As an offering to God. I don't want anything now, because my true nature is this bodham, which is Anandam. In our deep sleep, we have no sense of our body, we don't have the sense of our mind, and there is no even ahankara. Ahankara is the mind only. So ahankara is not there, body is not there, but still I was happy. When I get up, I know that I was in bliss in my deep sleep. That means to experience the bliss, I don't need a body, I don't need anything that is connected with body, I don't need the bank balance, I don't need the property, I don't need my wife, I don't need my father, mother, children, nothing. I don't need anything to be happy. This I analyze my deep sleep state in my waking state. When I analyze this, I know that I want to be like that. So it is recreation of a deep sleep state in my waking state. Not that I will go to sleep in my waking state. Please don't think carefully. So the no mindhoodness is what I am looking for. I can't do anything with this body, because body is jadam. It will change, it will deteriorate, it will die. But the mind, the thing which is the mind, see, body does not need any moksha. Body is jadam. It does not need any moksha. And Atma, the Brahman is ever free. Brahman doesn't need any moksha. Brahman or the God, Bhagavan, Bodham, consciousness is ever free, that does not ask for moksham, does not need any moksham. And this Jada Vastu cannot have any moksham, because it is Jadam. It is the mind in between these two which is playing the trick. So this mind is bound. This mind is bound. What is bound? What is it bound? It is bound by the wrong identification with the Jadam. Right? See, the Jadam is constantly changing and deteriorates, changes from one form to another all the time. All the time it is changing. And this mind identifies itself with the Jadam, identifies with the body, and thinks that I am changing, thinks that I am going to die. Whereas the mind has to just look inwards, identify ourselves with the Atma, with the Brahman, which is not changing. That identification is complete when this knowledge is assimilated at all times, then I don't die. Right? This is self-realization. Okay, so this where we are Mahanastu Mam Partha Daivim Prakriti Mashritaha. This knowledge, okay, this clear understanding, in this understanding, but still I think that I understand this, my intellectual understanding is there, but I am not able to find this happiness, I am not able to experience this happiness. Then the problem is you have some likes and dislikes. You have some attachment towards something. So each individual is attached to something or other. I may be attached to money. You may be attached to relations. Somebody else may be attached to power. Need not be money. Need not be the relations. They can get rid of their wife and anything. They don't mind anything happen. But they are attached to something else. That will cause suffering. So somehow or other there is this raga. Because of raga to one, dvesha will come free. Buy one, get one free. So if you are attached to something, there will be aversion, there will be dvesham coming. So asangam is the only solution to this. Never get attached to things. Use it, utilize it. Okay, use it. In transaction, you use this. You use the money. For what? Use this money for getting rid of this raga and dvesha. Getting rid of this karma vasana. Okay, so removal of karma vasana, you utilize your body, you utilize the money, you utilize the relationship, all that. In transaction, you use this. But the only goal is realized self. That is the only goal of human life. Okay, that is vyavasayatmika buddhi. My goal is only liberation. That is who they are, the Mahatmaha. So Mahatmanastu Mam Partha, hey, Mahatmanaha Daivim Prakriti Mashritaha. They depend on the Sattvika Prakriti. Sattvika Prakriti is realizing the truth and getting rid of this karma vasana, the urge to do karma. Okay, that is the only goal of life. Removal of this, removal of raga and dvesha. That is the real goal of human nature. I don't want anything from outside for my happiness. In this knowledge, one who acts, one who does their karma in wherever karma, whichever is there the swadharma. Their swadharma can be an engineer or a doctor or somebody. Let it be anything. Maybe a homemaker. Okay, let them do any karma, does not matter. In that swadharma, one who realizes that I don't need any object or any material from outside for my happiness because I am Satchidananda. One who realizes this first intellectually and assimilating this knowledge at all times. Okay, at all times. That is Ananya Bhajana. Bhajanti Ananya Manasa. That is Ananya Manasa. Okay, Ananya Manasaha. Teaching the mind that there is no other. When we look at all the objects of this world, see through them the Chaitanyam. See through the objects, see through the bodies, the Chaitanyam you look at. Okay? And never forget that you are also the same Chaitanyam. So when you go to a temple and worship in a temple, when you look at the idol and when you see the Deeparadhana or Arati or some puja, etc., you constantly think of that God within you and also in that Chaitanyam or in that idol. So never forget, never keep the Chaitanyam away from you. Never think that Bhagavan is there outside me alone. Okay, remember that Bhagavan is there all the time with me as well as outside. See, this is the problem with many of the bhaktas. Many bhaktas think, I am talking about common bhaktas, okay, please don't misunderstand, not you all. Many of the people, they think that Bhagavan is there everywhere except in this body. except in me. I am the little fellow. I am this small little fellow. What can I do? I can't do anything. You are God and everywhere. Forgetting, this is the forgetfulness of God. God is there with me all the time. Or rather, in Chaitanyam only all these things are happening. This is the real bhakti. So thinking of God at all times is ananya manasaha. Okay, they bhajanti. They always know that the truth is the ultimate cause of all the objects of this world. Okay, bodham or consciousness alone exists. Nothing else really exists. They come and they go. Okay, in that knowledge, what is the meaning? Yeah. Mahatmanastu mam partha daivim prakritim ashritaha bhajanti anya manasaha jnatva bhutadim avyayam. Jnatva, by knowing through scriptures, through a Sadguru, knowing this, ananya manasaha bhajanti. They worship me. They worship me as Parabrahmam in one-pointedness, Vyavasayatmika buddhi. Only this thought. Never forgetting Bhagavan, they bhajanti, they worship me, is the meaning of this verse. We'll move to the next word. 9:14. Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantascha dridhavrataha namasyantascha mam bhaktya nityayukta upasate. Beautiful verse. Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantascha dridhavrataha namasyantascha mam bhaktya nityayukta upasate. Nityayuktaha. Nityayuktaha. Who are Nityayuktaha? Those who set their goal as Bhagavat Prapti. My only goal in life is realizing self. Self-realization or moksham or God realization or freedom from this samsara is my only goal. They are called Nityayuktaha. Okay? Satatam kirtayantaha. Chanting Bhagavan's name at all times. Dridhavrataha yatantascha. With a firm conviction, and they control their organs. Okay? Shamam and damam. Then bhaktya mam upasate. They worship me with lots of love. We'll explain this. See, Nityayuktatvam is what we are looking for. Nityayuktatvam. Nityayuktatvam means my life goal is realizing self, realizing God. Bhagavat Prapti is my only goal. Okay? This is the goal. It is set now. Now, once this is set, okay, all other are the roots, all tools, other tools we use. What are the tools which is given here? Nama Sankirtanam. Okay, Satatam Kirtayantaha. Nama Sankirtanam is the best tool of all, which is very easy, very simple, which can be adopted by everyone and also can be done at all times. There is no restriction for Nama Sankirtanam that morning only you can do, afternoon you cannot do, night you cannot do, nothing like that. Any time Nama Sankirtanam can be done, and for anyone for that matter. In Malayalam, in Harinama Kirtanam, there is a beautiful verse. Rituvaya penninumirapanum dahaganum patitannum agniyajanam chaita bhusuranum Harinama Kirtanamiduru nalu markumudan arudatadalla Harinarayanaya namaha. Rituvaya penninum. Any girl who is menses during menses time, Rituvaya penninum. Irappan. Irappan means one who has fallen down, one who is very poor. Okay, one who is a beggar. Yeah. Patitan. Patitan means who has fallen down. Fallen down means who is a criminal or who has done a lot of wrong things in life, right? Cheated and killed people and all that. So Patitan, okay, Patitannum, then Agni Yajanam Chaita Bhusuranam, who has done yaga, yajna, and so many other austerities, who has performed, Bhusuran, a born Brahmana. So Agni Yajanam Chaita Bhusuranam, Harinama Kirtanam. So that means he included all. Acharya included all of them. Rituvaya Pendinam, Virappanam, Dahaganam. Dahagan means one who is thirsty or hungry. Dahaganam, Patitannam, Agni Yajanam Chaita Bhusuranam, Harinama Kirtanam, Idorunalu Markum Udan Arudatadalla. They, all of us, need not stop chanting Harinama Kirtanam at any point of time. It can be done at all times. So, Nama Sankirtanam is the excellent tool, and it is done by all jnanis, not some. All jnanis, they have been chanting Bhagavan's name, either one small mantra like Rama 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 Rama, like that, or Shiva 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 Shiva, or you can take Om Namah Shivaya Panchaksharam, okay, or Dvadashaksharam Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, or Ashtakshari Om Namo Narayanaya, like any Bhagavan's name. I take one small mantra, keep on repeating at all times, whatever job you are doing, in which, wherever, it need not be this, any mantra you can take, any small mantra on Muruga or Devi or Kali or Ganapati, or any mantra, any small mantra you take, okay, and you don't have to go to any guru or somebody to take initiative and all. Don't worry about that. That is also good. I am not saying you should not do that, but it is only for increasing your, doing it. Nama Sankirtanam, it will become stronger. You will do it, commitment, with lot of commitment. If you can do yourself, there is no need to go to anyone. Go on chanting from this moment onwards. Okay, take one small mantra, keep on chanting in your mind. If it is allowed, you can chant aloud without disturbing others. You chant it aloud, and when you are cooking, you can go on chanting this mantra. Or when you are talking to someone, you keep on chanting inside your mind. Then slowly, after a long time, after long practice, or after a few months, it will become yours. Automatically you will be chanting this. Then once it will become Ajaba Jabam, they call it Ajaba Jabam. You don't have to chant it outside. You don't need to use your lips. It will go on chanting inside you. You can take just Om. That is also there. Om. Omkara Upasana. We have gone through Omkara Upasana. So any mantra or any stotram, anything, Nama Sankirtanam, Sahasranamam is there, Vishnu Sahasranamam, Lalita Sahasranamam, or there are so many other mantras are there, slokas are there, stotrams are there, all taking Bhagavan's name only. Do this Namam always. Nama Sankirtanam is one beautiful way. And but remember this point. Any name you take, let it be Sagunopasana on a very deity, know that whatever I am chanting, okay, that Bhagavan is there in everywhere. If it is a Krishna, we must see Krishna in everything around us. In all the objects of this world, we see Krishna only. Because Krishna is Parabrahmam. Okay? Krishna is Parabrahmam. Muruga is Parabrahmam. Or Ganapati is Parabrahmam. Paramashiva is Parabrahmam. Mahavishnu is Parabrahmam. Brahma is Parabrahmam. Any god you take, doesn't matter. Saraswati or Devi or Lakshmi, Bhagavati, any Bhagavan you know, any god that you know, must see that God in everything around us, in the sun, in the moon, in the air, in the space, all the objects, the dogs and the cats and the ants or the amoeba, everywhere you see that same Ishtadevata in all of us, and chant this mantra. Okay, so when we do that, this Nama Sankirtanam is a beautiful tool. Then Satatam Kirtayandaha Dridavrataha Yatantascha. See, have this, with this firm conviction, you must that as Uddhared Atman Atmanam, you have to lift yourself up. Okay, this is the only willpower. Everything else Bhagavan will take care. Okay, so Only goal. Keep the goal. That is Dhrita Vratam. That is, my goal in life is liberation. That is only we have to keep. Everything else is pulled by the Bhagavan. That is Kripa. Bhagavan's Kripa, it will happen. Okay? Dhrita Vrataha. Yatandascha. Have control on your senses. Shamam and Damam. Control of the sense organs. Okay? Control of that. Okay. Do some little bit of, Yukta Aharam. We already discussed in Dhyana Yogam, Yukta Aharam. Keep things moderately. Eat moderately. Okay? Do exercise moderately. Do pranayama moderately. Do things very Yukta Aharam. Everything you do moderately. And with that, have control on the senses and also karmendriyas. Don't talk too much. Abuse people and then go on doing all that. Have control on your hands and legs and all that. Karmendriyas, have control, have samam and damam, yatandascha, then namasyantahacha. See, prostrate on all characharam. Do namaskaram to everything. In Bhagavan's presence, you do namaskaram. Where is Bhagavan? Everywhere. So that means you do namaskaram to all the characharam that is moving or not moving. Need not be physical namaskaram. You must do the mentally, you do namaskaram to everything. See, by doing namaskaram physically also, what will happen is the ahanta, the aham, ego will come down. Ego will be reduced. That ahanta will reduce tremendously. In your mind, you see in the cycle somebody who's taking milk, or the flower girl on the roadside. Internally you do namaskaram to that girl. Think about the life. Think about the chaitanyam in them. The moment you think about that consciousness in them, now automatically, the moment you hear that it is Bhagavan who is sitting there, in good, in bad, everywhere you try to see that Bhagavan in the chaitanyam in everywhere. I am telling you, the raga and the dvesha will be washed away so fast. So automatically your mind will be so pure and it will ooze out love for them. It will happen because our scriptures clearly says, you look at the great person, great jnanis, take Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Mirabai, or anyone for that matter, any jnanis, Jnaneshwar, right? All of them, they have been chanting Bhagavan's names only, all the time. Even if there is no jnanam, even if there is no tattva jnanam will come. Somebody, some guru will come and give them the upadesha. If we look at Bhagavan in everything, if we practice that, one day a guru will appear and tell them that this is what you are doing, this is what it is. Atma jnanam will be, upadesham will be done. So that is the power of this Nama Sankirtana. But this must be there. Without Tattva Jnanam, liberation is impossible. There is no doubt about it. But Bhagavan's Kripa will be there. So, Bhaktya Maam Upasate. They worship me with a lot of love. Okay? So, they worship me with lot of love, lot of affection. Because they don't want anything from outside. They don't want money. They don't want property. They don't want relationship. They will not hold on to relationship. They were not interested in name and fame. They only look, they only see, they smell, taste only Bhagavan everywhere. Let it be Shiva, let it be Krishna, let it be Bhagavati or anyone. So that is why there it is Sagunopasana or doing Shiva Puja at home or chanting of mantras, anything is fine. So long as you can keep your mind focused on God, that's all. And that God is Sarvajnaha, Sarvavyapi, Sarvashaktaha. Three things you remember. He is Sarvajnaha, Sarvavyapi, Sarvashaktaha. That is the God. Okay? So with this, Bhagavan, there are so many quotes I can give. There are many quotes. In Shivananda Lahari, there is a beautiful verse and I will stop. Kaschit kala muma mahesha bhavata padaravindarchanaihi kaschit dhyana samadhibhischanadibhih kaschit kadha karnanaihi kaschit kaschidavekshanaischa nutibhih Kaschid dashami drishim yah prapnodi muda tvadarpita mana Jivan sa muktah khalu Kaschit kalam umamaheshwara bhavataha. That is, sometime I pray on Bhagavan Uma Maheshwaraha. Okay? And Padaravinda Archanahi. Sometime I do Archana with the flowers and etc. Sometimes I chant Bhagavan's name. Kaschit Dhyana Samadhihi. Sometimes I contemplate, sit and do meditation. Kaschit Kadha Karnanaihi. Sometimes I listen. Kaschit time, sometime I listen to the stories of Bhagavan. Kaschit Avekshanaischa. Sometimes I see the Aradhana, somewhere in the temple, some pujas and things going on, that I see. But all the time my mind is dwelled on Bhagavan. Yap prapnodi mudatva darpita manaha. My mind is totally surrendered to that Bhagavan. When that happens, sa Jivan saha muktaha khalu. He definitely, that person will be a Jivan Mukta in due course. Okay. With that, we will conclude today's discussion. We will continue from 15th verse. 15th verse next week. Okay. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Harihi Om Tat Sat Brahmarpanamastu.